Atlanta, No.7 Georgia finishes the regular season with a visit to arch-rival Georgia Tech, which has taken 2 of the past 3 games over UGA, but hasn't beaten the Bulldogs in Atlanta since 1999. Check here for regular updates and observations leading up to the noon kickoff. That would be J.J.Green, who was among the seniors just honored on the field as part of Georgia Tech's pregame festivities. Green, a starting A-back for the Yellow Jackets, spent his first 2 seasons at Georgia, where he rotated between tailback and cornerback. Patrick is working with the first team at inside linebacker, as he was during the media viewing period of one practice this week. If that holds, it would mark the junior's return to the starting lineup for the first time since week 5 at Tennessee. That was when Patrick, as you might recall, was arrested on a marijuana charge and subsequently sat out 4 games. When he returned, senior Reggie Carter started the next 2 and has played well. But Patrick has a good history against Georgia Tech, making his first college start here at Bobby Dodd Stadium as a freshman. Either way, expect Carter and Patrick to both play a lot, especially against the type of offense they're facing. No surprise here, but based on early warm-ups there won't be any changes from last week's lineup. Ben Cleveland is still the starting right guard, with Solomon Kindley working with the second team. Both played well, while alternating last week. The rest of the line is still LT Isaiah Wynn, LG Kendall Baker, C. Lamont Gaylord and RT Andrew Thomas. It's early, but there are a lot of Georgia fans already here inside Bobby Dodd Stadium. They're dominating the upper deck across from the press box, and there are a good dose in the lower section as well. Georgia brought 77 players on the trip, at least according to the semi-official roster, and the most notable name missing is freshman defensive back Deangelo Gibbs. Gibbs also didn't play in last week's game, or the previous 3. Considered a candidate to start at nickelback or safety entering the season. Gibbs has played in 6 games, most recently versus Florida. Other scholarship payers not on the trip: Sam Madden, DB Rashad Roundtree, injured; Marcus Hayes, redshirting; Netori Johnson, redshirting; P. Marshall Long. Jeff Flanagan is the referee for today's game. We will not list the other 7 on-field officials unless somebody really wants it. But a side note, Penn Wagers has not worked at Georgia game since he moved off SEC games to doing the ACC. That's the main reason to bother checking the pregame sheet. This is at least the first of 2 straight games in this town for the Georgia Bulldogs. It could be the first of 3 straight games, or the first of 3 out of 4 games here. Obviously there's the SEC championship next week at Mercedes-Benz Stadium.If Georgia loses that game, there's a chance that it will be placed in the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl on Jan. 1 at 1 p.m. You would think that few would want that, especially if it's a matchup against UCF, but you never know. But if Georgia makes the playoff, then it's a trip to either the Sugar or Rose Bowls, which are the two semifinals. Win there, and it's back to Mercedes-Benz for the national championship. I bet this in my advanced story today, but we'll repeat it. In years when Georgia plays in the SEC championship, it is unbeaten, 5 wins and 0 losses, the week before against Georgia Tech. So at least in those previous instances, 2002, 2003, 2005, 2011 and 2012, there was no issue with looking ahead. Three of those games were at Bobby Dodd Stadium. Georgia is trying win at least 11 games for the 10th time in school history.